Floods, rats, fire. From the inner city of Compton, California, to the ritzy gated community of Coto de Caza, After Disaster is bringing these modern-day plagues to you. You'll meet the actual victims who face these real-life catastrophes and track their recoveries with ADTV. The thing you have to ask yourself, are you in danger of a modern-day plague or plagues? Do you know what all three of these disasters have in common? You might be surprised. Stay tuned and find out what this one thing is on ADTV. I'm Jeff Ruiz. Disasters are my business. From the East Coast to the West Coast, when disasters strike, I'm there, boots on the ground, with over 15 years experience fighting for your recovery. When the first responders leave, my After Disaster team of experts is on the job helping you navigate through the aftermath. The ADTV team of experts maximize your insurance settlement and expedites the recovery process. I've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the really ugly in insurance settlements and recoveries. But you're not alone. Our team brings you through your disaster to your optimal restoration with no out-of-pocket cost to you. After 911, the next call is After Disaster TV. That's why I'm in your corner. After Disaster cares. ADTV's first stop today and first plague, a modern-day flood. The origin? A malfunctioning home sprinkler. These devices save lives and property every year in America. But like any plumbing device in your home, there is a small risk of leakage or worse, extensive flooding. I'm on my way to Coto de Caza, California. We happen to be going into the house where the sprinkler system went off. It's a really exclusive neighborhood. It happens to be the neighborhood where the Housewives of Orange County is filmed. Let's go see what's up with Kathy and the progress with the rebuilding project in her home.
You know, the aftermath of the disaster is so much worse. The actual incident is like the tip of the iceberg.
Hi, it's Jeff Ruiz, and I'm here with Kathy Hill in Coto de Caza. Welcome to After Disaster TV.
Hi, Jeff.
Could you just tell me what happened last week? I know your house is a mess right now, but tell the people at home what happened.
I had just had the ceiling painted, and there are fire sprinklers recessed into the ceiling, and they have a little disc that covers them so you can't see them. And one was missing.
Sure, she does what any good wife would do, but she orders her husband to go get that cap that she realized was in the closet and cover that sprinkler cap.
So he got on the ladder and he went to just place it, and the sprinkler activated.
And now there's just hundreds of gallons of water gushing out in that family room.
Well, when disaster hits your home, you know, just watching it unfolding before your eyes, and you're just watching the destruction of your life right before your eyes, and you're just helpless to stop it. I was upstairs, and this horrendous, really loud alarm went off. It wasn't a fire alarm, it was some really loud alarm. So I came running down, and he's in there, and there's just water like you can't believe. So he immediately goes to right outside the door there to shut off the water to the house. Water doesn't shut off. So he goes to the control for the sprinkler in a box in the garage. He went there, there's no shut off. He's not familiar with these sprinklers at all. And he's thinking, how can there not be a shut off? But there isn't. So then he's in here, a little hysterical, saying, what do I do, what do I do? To me, who was the last person who would have a clue what to do. And I said, you've got to shut off the water, duh. So he went down, we had some landscapers working, and I yelled to them, can you please help, can you please help? We got a situation. And they ran down the slope out front. They start to run up and down the hill, trying to figure out where is the water shut off for the sprinklers. They're just going frantic, trying to find a cutoff. There are actually two water mains. One ends up being for the irrigation, which is the first one they turned off. Then somebody would have to run up and see if it was shut off or yell up to me, is it shut off? And I'm like, no. And they ran back down, and they finally figured out which one it was, but it was stuck.
So Kathy yells down the hill to her husband and the landscapers, only to find out that the shutoff valve is stuck. Her husband runs up, and he's looking for a pipe.
And we don't have a pipe, and so he's grabbing sledgehammers and hammers, just like a madman, and he didn't even run down the driveway. He just was going up and down the slope and ended up cutting up his back on bushes and stuff. So they're down there trying to do it, and I can just see this isn't happening. It's going every which way, so you feel like you're on CNN and you're out in a hurricane. And I finally decide I need to call someone. So I'm out in the driveway, and I'm in this state where I just couldn't think straight. So I finally, I'm Googling Coto de Caza Fire Department, because there is one here, and I finally find a number, and I just push on it, call someone. And I think she put me through to dispatch, I don't even know, but I just told her what was going on, and they said, okay, someone's gonna come. Okay, I called the fire department, they're gonna come. But it took quite a bit of time, 15, 20 minutes, so anybody got here. And then they have a tool on their truck, and they shut it off.
They just shut off the sprinklers at that point, the sprinklers to the house.
They shut off the whole main line to the house.
They shut the whole house off.
The whole house is off. Okay. When the firefighters came and they were sweeping out the water, it was almost like a tiny bit of a relief, and then the reality starts to set in when you really start looking around. And finally, it stopped.
At the end of all that, there's thousands of gallons of water throughout a beautiful home. And that's Kathy's disaster. You've just witnessed someone get their maximum benefit by using ADTV and our team of experts with no out-of-pocket costs. After 911, we're your next phone call. And check us out at AfterDisasterTV.com.
Really grateful to Jeff and After Disaster TV for coming in and just giving me a lot of information that I really needed and helping me through this process. They were there through the whole thing. Thanks, Jeff.
Next, we're investigating how a very small culprit caused a lot of damage and disrupted the lives of a mother and daughter in epic proportions, according to their account.
I actually felt something on my toes, and I looked down. It was really gross. I actually touched part of the dead rat. I was in my family room over there watching TV, and I walked into the kitchen and looked down, and the entire kitchen floor was flooded with water. Heard a hissing sound, and it was coming from my dishwasher that was located right here, but the dishwasher wasn't on. So I ended up calling 911, and they dispatched out the fire department, and they were wonderful. They came out, they turned my water off, they helped to get the dishwasher out.
I did and see a rat running around on their roof into one of their ducts.
Wow, you don't want to miss this story. Tune in next time and find out what happens to Cindy. Next, we're going to check out how one little cord pinched behind a couch caused a towering inferno, according to the homeowner. Only after the fire was put out did she realize that she was underinsured. Let's go see how After Disaster TV can help. If you rent, you are responsible for liability coverage in insuring your possessions, same as if you owned a home.
I've been through this before. First time my house caught fire, it was a complete insurance nightmare. This time when my kitchen caught fire, a friend told me about After Disaster TV, and what a difference. ADTV got me an additional $6,000 minus the insurance headache, and no out-of-pocket cost. After calling 911, make ADTV your next call. Thanks, Jeff.
You've just witnessed someone get their maximum benefit by using ADTV and our team of experts with no out-of-pocket costs. After 911, we're your next phone call. And check us out at AfterDisasterTV.com. If you chose A, You have chosen correctly. We're here in Los Angeles at a house fire that happened 2 days ago.
Well, this house has a lot of history. It has a lot of meaning to me. It's a part of my family.
Let's go inside and take a look at the damages. It happened to start right here in an outlet. Because you had plaster ceilings, it really kept the fire within the structure and not into the framing.
My parents purchased this house many, many years ago, back in the early 50s.
What appears to be a buckled flooring, that's due to water damage. The intensity of the fire has melted the blades of the ceiling fan. I'm standing inside a ceiling fan.
I love this home. This is a home for me.
The ceiling is falling in. It's buckled. The stain on the cabinets are ruined. In the master bedroom, which is the furthest room from the point of origin of the fire, you have behind me burnt lines, or they're actually melted from the heat.
In order for me to continue to stay here, I either had to pay off the loan, and if not, I'd have to put the house up for sale.
You can see the soot damage and the moisture damage on the walls.
The next thing we knew, there was a house fire.
We've encountered some webbing. You take a look here, there's webbing which just tells me it's very consistent with plastics that are burned in the home. We have Dolores, the owner of the home.
Gee, I'm still like in a state of shock, but my roommate, she says, I smell something burning. When we turned and opened up the hallway door, the sofa was all aflame. I tried to wait for the firemen. Of course, when they did arrive, they came in and did their job. But in the meantime, we tried to use this hose, and that's why I would suggest to anyone that you have fire extinguishers in your home. Everything was destroyed in the living room, everything. The fire was coming up the wall and across the top of the ceiling. So just to the grace of God, we just knew that we had to get out.
This is Roger Bailey. He happens to be a forensics electrical engineer. So you know the nitty-gritty about electricity and about wiring.
Yes, correct.
We have a fire inside of a home that was built in the 50s. And one of the issues that came up was an electrical fire from the house wiring that set the house up in flames. So give us a little background on old electrical wiring if you can.
The biggest evolution, I think, in household wiring is the type of wire they use. The copper is a metal that if you compress it, it will spring back. Aluminum is not that case. You compress it, it stays there. And it oxidizes a lot quicker than copper. So you can get a joint where two wires are connected together, and if the connection isn't good, it's a hot spot. Future fire.
Future fire.
I found myself dealing with foreclosure, trying to deal with a short sale. Behold, here comes a fire. And the next thing I was told I was underinsured. Oh my God. I said, what do you mean, underinsured?
Okay, so the contents aren't covered. The hotel stay is not covered. The only thing that's covered by this particular policy is the damage to the structure, to the house. And that's because it's a dwelling policy, a straight dwelling policy. So this is something to consider when you're buying homeowners insurance. Check the documents and find out if your contents are covered, how much it's covered for, and how long can you stay outside your home if there was such a disaster. So with the dwelling policy not covering you properly, right now you're in a place where you can't live outside your home and your contents aren't covered. Now a standard homeowner policy would have covered you with this. It would have covered your home, your contents, and for you to live outside your home. But I'm sure a qualified agent or broker would have insured you properly against something like this.
It is crucial that you understand about the insurance that you have.
Well, let's leave and let ADTV work their magic. You have the right to cancel your homeowner's insurance policy with a particular provider at any time.
A rat infestation in the walls of my house led to a chewed-up dishwasher pipe, and it flooded my whole kitchen. I was forced to use my bathroom as a makeshift kitchen. My daughter started developing excruciating migraines when the renovation began, and the mold and the rat allergens, they became airborne. I'd had enough at that point, and that's when I called Jeff and his after disaster team. With no out-of-pocket cost, he got me out of my disaster and into a hotel. Thanks, Jeff and ADTV.
You've just witnessed someone get their maximum benefit by using ADTV and our team of experts with no out-of-pocket costs. After 911, we're your next phone call. And check us out at afterdisastertv.com. If you chose A, you have chosen correctly. Let's see how the teardown is going at our Cota de Casa sprinkler mishap. First, we'll see how water damage can look small and benign to the naked eye, but the moisture that lurks behind the walls and baseboards can begin a slow and destructive process to your home and even your health, if not treated properly. Let's talk to Jaime. Usually when you see the van showing up and someone calls up for a water restoration company to show up, they pull up, you feel at ease knowing that something will happen. The restoration contractor pulled all the furniture that was in the home and put that into the garage. All the legs were damaged and had absorbed the water. And this is Jaime Roman. He's with Service Master. Nice to meet you, brother. And he's actually the lead man here with Service Master. They set the room up and they put plastic up around the stairwell there, the staircase leading up. And that's really for two things. One, to stop the dust from going upstairs, and the blowers can dry that room out easily. The air movers there, they'll put them underneath the carpeting, actually agitating the air that's underneath the carpet and releasing the moisture into the air so that the dehumidifiers can pull the moisture out of the air. Okay, so right now you're getting ready. Let's walk this way. You're going to get ready to cut these walls.
Yes, so we have to prep the floor with, we prep it with plastic, and then we put a 6 mil thick plastic around it just so we don't damage the floor, we don't scratch it or anything.
You cut 12 inches above the water line, and that ensures that you've pretty much captured all the wet drywall. And then you can start the drying process. We saw a little of the teardown process. Next is the build back process. ADTV will help you understand your insurance estimate, and with the help of our sponsors, you'll have the option of many upgrades in your build back. We're back in Compton, California. We had a fire here, if you recall last. We have the thumbs up from the insurance company to do the demolition. So let's take a look on the inside and see what's happened so far. Let's go. The last time we were here, the walls were still up. There was a burn pattern right along this wall. This happened to be the point of origin. If you look here, the framing is still fine. This is where the outlet had arced, caught the couch, and put this section of the house on fire. The windows have been ordered, the kitchen has been ordered, and we're waiting for the electrician to come in and the insulators to come in. Now for my favorite part of a disaster story. We're going back to Dolores' home. She had that fire that devastated her home, but remember, she was underinsured. So let's see what ADTV has done to surprise her. We've repaired this home. It's taken 4 months. She's inside now inspecting. Let's go inside and meet Dolores.
Hi, Jeff. I'm so glad to see you on ADTV. How about this?
Hey, we're here.
This was the spot, unfortunately, where the fire started. It was an electrical fire outlet, so it destroyed everything, but my goodness, as you can see now, you never would believe it.
You know, you begin to wonder, where's the hope for you? Where are you going to pull yourself up from this? But one good thing that came to light was when I was in contact with After Disaster. and they really came through for me.
Right, you have hi-hats, can lighting that you wanted.
Yes,
You
yes.
wanted a ceiling fan.
Ceiling fan.
We've upgraded the heater over here. Remember this guy? It was melted.
Oh, it's melted.
Yeah, right, and I was standing in it at one point.
Oh, yes. This is the kitchen, and it's my dream world. You know, I kind of said that I was going to retire from doing a lot of cooking, but you know what? I think I'm going to have a lot of fun here in this kitchen. It is simply beautiful. They even made suggestions, but they said, look, it's your kitchen.
That's right.
You pick what you want. So I had no problems with selecting materials, selecting paint, selecting anything that I wanted.
This is Mark Regan. He's responsible for corporate and business development with After Disaster TV, and he wants to have a few words with you.
This is the fun part, like I said, but on behalf of After Disaster TV and our corporate sponsors, we are here to present you with a check. For again, in the completion and in the assistance of some of the appliances and the lacking of content insurance and things like that. We just want to tell you on behalf of restoring lives, which is what ADTV is all about, and we want to restore lives through care, compassion, and community. It's through our community sponsors that bring this to you as well.
May I give you a hug?
may.
Oh, thank you so much. This is just wonderful.
You know, Dolores, you know, this show, right? Everything that we're doing is just so that people will understand, you know, the what next to an insurance claim, to a local disaster. You know, so this is something that people can log on to this show and take a look and say, you know, I didn't know that. I didn't know, you know, that was possible. I didn't know I shouldn't have that kind of policy or that type of coverage. So with you, we've taken you over to our insurance professional.
Yes.
Right? We've dealt with your bank.
Oh, yes.
We've dealt with the building inspectors, right? The city inspectors. We've dealt with the upgrade. So we'd like to thank Dolores Daniels for being with us. I'd like to thank Mark Regan for being with us with ADTV, and we'll see you soon. I just heard from one of our partners, one of our affiliates, that he's willing to buy all the furnishings that Miss Dolores Daniels lost. He's willing to just decorate her whole place and gift her all the furnishings. As you know, her insurance policy didn't cover her content. So I'm going to call one of my friends who's an interior decorator. She'll come in, decorate the place, and give him the bill. So let's see what happens when we surprise Miss Daniels with some furniture.
Well, today we came in, we brought furniture, accessories. We wanted to kind of make her home feel like at home again. Bring warm colors, cozy. So with Jeff's help, we got it done, and hopefully she will be surprised.
Now that we've finished decorating the home, it's time to call Miss Daniels up and tell her to come by because there's a problem at the house, because we want to surprise her with all this furniture. Let's call her. We're dialing.
Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, I hope things are not, well, we'll go in and see.
Inside we have a bit of an issue, right? A little problem, but I need you to take a look at that.
Oh my God.
Come on in.
Is this my house? Oh my God. Look at,
What do you think?
oh, this is fabulous. Where's the problem?
This is the problem,
Oh my
Miss Daniels.
God.
The
This
problem
is-
is this. You don't have any contents coverage.
Right.
And we
right,
wanted to
unfortunately.
just do something that would just really shock you and surprise you.
Well, I am shocked,
You
that's
know?
for sure.
This is your new master bedroom.
Oh my God! Look at this. This is fabulous. Oh, look. TJ said, yeah. Said because we get into bed. Oh my goodness. This is a nice surprise. I didn't know what to expect. Believe it or not, I have spoken to my mother. I know she's looking down, and I know she's very proud of what I have done, that I didn't give up hope, that I did persevere with what I needed to do. And yes, it touches my heart because I know my mother is happy.
So, what do these disasters have in common? They're equal opportunity offenders. From the penthouse to the barrio, this can happen to anyone. And as for these guys, stay tuned to our next episode where we go deep into the drug culture as we look at 2 homes that get burned down because of illegal activity. If you're a landlord, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. There you go. Yeah, right on.
You're right. Welcome home.
I really appreciate you did a fabulous job.
In the meantime, there's someone else that needs our help, but well, we love you. We're going to be in touch.
Okay.
And thank you so much. Yeah.
And gee, this is fabulous. You guys really, you just outdid yourself. This is fabulous.
Watch next week as we continue rebuilding the lives and homes of disaster survivors.